I think the most obvious answer is the answer. I think she's kicking his butt.
A totally confident election prediction just before the 24 election. We're going to get, though, one take from September and one take from October 1st. Here we go.
And I mean, what he's wanting to do is cast doubt in the process. And then potentially, I mean, we saw this playbook in 2020. There will be a lot of violence after the election. There will be a lot, because I believe that Kamala will win this. She will at least definitely have the popular vote.
Donald Trump is set to easily win the popular vote, which hasn't been done for more than 2 decades in terms of the Republicans.
You're going to see, MAGA act out at his hands, at Donald Trump's hands, the same way we did when we saw January 6th happen. They are going to be angry, and
Look, I don't even know if that's necessarily her thing, but people that bring up January 6th all the time, personally, I find that so annoying. Some people overuse that. As you'll see, that does come up in this video.
On the other side of the election is going to be a lot scarier than this side of the election. And it's because he's not counting on winning this outright. He's counting on being able to steal it on the back end.
I mean,
Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States of America.
Here's a take from October, another bad take, also one that I've never even heard until now.
Say is the very first thing you have to do when it comes to Donald Trump is to get him to start questioning his own VP. And we have started doing that. I mean, we saw in the debate how much better Vance did than Donald Trump. And so I think that, one of the things the Lincoln Project does really well, probably better than anyone does, is we get in this guy's head. And we've already released an ad trying to get into his head, reminding him, listen, this guy is going to put in the 25th Amendment. Right. If you let him come in, he's going to kick you out.
JD's plot to invoke the 25th Amendment is already underway. Your cabinet betrayed you before.
What's with the voice? Is it supposed to sound like a horror movie or something? And the idea that JD Vance and Trump, you're going to get in Trump's head, how is that working?
Well, Mr. President, I appreciate you allowing me to join you on this incredible journey.
Trump had this to say recently about JD Vance.
Do you agree that the heir apparent to MAGA is JD Vance?
Well, I think most likely, in all fairness, he's the vice president. I think Marco is also somebody that maybe would get together with JD in some form.
And now we will get some takes from this video. This video was right before the 2024 election. A lot of funny stuff in this one.
Nationally.
Yeah. What do you think that the October surprise was?
I don't know that there was just one. I think the October surprises have been coming since January 6th, 2021. I think,
January 6th.
Always has. The idea that he is a good businessman was sold as a bag of rotten.
This is one of my favorite TDS takes. Some people try to sell that Trump was a bad businessman.
Trash to the American people when NBC gave him The Apprentice. And I think I saw an editorial this past weekend where they were regretting having ever done that because it presented him as something he is not. He is not a successful businessman. This is the only man alive who could run a casino into the ground. And we're going to let him be in charge of this? I mean, come on.
First of all,
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
And second of all, Trump being bad at business is so funny. How many billions of dollars do you have? Do I have? What is that take?
Donald Trump is the richest president in history. In fact, he has more money than all 44 U.S. presidents before him combined.
I wanted to ask you about the Iowa poll. I mean, do you think it's realistic that Kamala Harris could win Iowa? And what's that?
I think that it's Occam's razor. I think the most obvious answer is the answer. I think she's kicking his butt. The fact that she is pulling that highly in 3 points on him in Iowa is huge.
Now, look, I don't know whether Iowa will really be a swing state in the end, but that was a very significant development right at the end when it really matters. That was a burst of morale that was a morale boost for Democrats.
Because if it can be extrapolated for the rest of the country, it is a blowout tomorrow night.
The race has been called. 45 is now 47 elect as Donald Trump completes the political comeback many said was impossible.
I mean, if that is to be...
And this is so funny. The +3 Iowa poll was just such a gift to look back at. It's so funny. Trump won Iowa by over 13%.
And then let's now narrow in on Iowa and break down the vote here. Trump gets those 6 electoral votes. And just like in past elections, you can see that most of the state looks pretty red.
If that poll is to be believed, and there's no reason we have to not believe it, she is the most reliable pollster in the business. If it is to be believed, Florida is in play. Texas is in play. You know, Ohio is in play. I mean, places that we would never think.
We have some races to call at this hour. We can project that in Mississippi, the winner of that race, former President Donald Trump, picks up. He also wins Ohio, 17 electoral votes. Used to be a battleground state. Trump has won Ohio before. He wins it again tonight.
2024, because the information I'm just getting right now is that CBS News has officially called Florida for Donald Trump. And there you have it. The red check has popped up here. CBS News projects that Donald Trump is the winner here in the state of Florida.
She could win, could be in play. It's going to be fascinating to watch.
Texas? All those three. I think Texas is the most funny of those three. Florida, they're all funny.
In fact, Trump's margin of victory in Texas proved to be the largest in a presidential race in 20 years.
We want to bring our Jack Fink back in to show us how the results of this year's race compared to years past. Jack.
Well, Karen and Ken, former president and now President-elect Donald Trump has been on the ballot 3 times, and this was his highest margin of victory in Texas. Trump beat Vice President Harris by more than 1.5 million votes in the Lone Star State.
Would you feel comfortable telling me who you think is going to win tomorrow?
I am very happy to tell you who I think is going to win, because in my soul, I don't ever bet against America. I don't bet against democracy, and I've learned not to bet against the American people. And I am telling you right now, this country, what you're seeing, I mean, there's history here. There is something here that you can hold on to. And this country is not going to vote for a guy who's going to undo all of it.
It is now official. CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president.
I mean, she didn't mention him by name, but she's clearly saying this country's not going to vote for a guy that's going to undo all of it. There's only one guy in the race. But we're going to go one more video to close this out. Again, she's talking in this one about January 6th.
Like I said earlier, this should have been a deal breaker. This day should have been a deal breaker. You know, I was watching it. I was waiting for the returns. And we have reelected this for some reason. For the next 4 years, it's going to take all of Americans working together to try to keep our democracy whole, because we are in trouble with this leadership.
So anyway, I think it's safe to say she's not thrilled Trump won the election. But with that said, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a great day.